Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. Today I will be doing Mathews V3X 29 bow build. That's the plan for today. So, Mathews hat, owner's manual, and we even got some stickers. Now, the beastie itself. So, I like the color. Very important piece because I shoot XL. It's a little pin. Comes with the side of the bow for the bridge lock sight thing. So, let's get a rest onto this thing. Alrighty, so on this bow I will be running Hamskea Trinity. I actually don't really like the cords that usually come with the Hamskea stuff, so I actually braid, not quite see that. I actually braid a 3 strands of serving together to come up with the string that I use for the rest. Alrighty. I guess we just gotta pull the plug. Throw the rest onto it. One thing that I have noticed about this bow compared to the V3, I think the angle on the cable guard here is a little tighter. So it might, it makes for a much more for some longer rests, like right here. It's pretty tight to the bow. Like, we have like maybe a 1/4 inch of gap on that bow. So if you're dealing with like really any rest that's anywhere near tight, like any longer, you might have some struggles with trying to actually get it onto the bow. I mean, the whole bow is designed for the, what's it called? Like the inline system or whatever it's called. But if you do have a bigger or longer rest or whatever, might be tough to get it onto here. One thing that I really like to do with the Mathews bows is just with the drop away rest that we have, that I run on these things, just to not quite take the plate off, but like I just make it loose enough, like, because I make a bit of a loop just on the bottom. Just take the pin out. Because I make like a loop on the bottom of the string that I make, like that I braid for these things. You can see I put a bit of a loop on the bottom of it, just so that it goes, so that it fits nicely onto the little plate down here. I forgot all of my all my levels and everything. So right now I'm like totally guessing as to where that rest needs to go. That's all right. We will improvise. Also forgot my bubbles, so that's gonna be fun. Now, let us throw an arrow onto here. For this, like this would be my Africa bow, my spring bear bow. Really, we'll see from there. That's looking like it needs to be a little lower. So I'm going to have, I kind of like to stay right either at the bottom of the burger buttonhole or the burger hole, or just like right in the middle of it. So that's looking pretty good. Now, just throw a couple knots onto this. Don't know where. Now, time for a D-loop. D-loop time. I always have a tendency of like cutting the D-loops way too short. So, trying to like get out of that habit. Because like I cut like 4 D-loops because I always cut them way too short. And this one looks like I did way too long. It is time to put a peep sight in. I'm using the Hamsky Insight peep. I just love these peeps. They're so easy, they're super adjustable. Like whether you're shooting with a target setup, whether you're shooting with a hunting setup, they're just an awesome setup. So I shoot a fairly low anchor point. I generally shoot a fairly low anchor point. So, I mean, with the hunting rig, I try to really make it like a small target setup. Like stabilizers, everything like that. Like, 'cause really, I want to be as ethical as I can. So, I mean, whatever I'm gonna hunt with, like whatever I would shoot targets with, I want to be able to put the best shot onto an animal that I possibly can. So to me, a hunting setup is almost more important than a target setup, because you put a bad shot onto a target, it costs you a couple points. Put a bad shot onto an animal, and that's just unfair. Now, I'm not gonna shoot it or anything. I'm just seeing if the peep height is good. It's actually looking pretty good. Just need to give it a couple twists on the string. Looking good. Setup. I'm probably gonna change it, adjust it a bit between now and how I'm finally, so I'm gonna have it set up. So I'm really just going to just tie it in a couple times. You never want to actually shoot a bow without a tied in peep. I mean, there are some guys who do it, but really don't advise doing that, because there's a very good chance that you're going to shoot it and it's going to be like come back and hit you in the eye or something like that. And there's a lot of bad stories about doing that, so I just don't advise it. Alrighty, so we have the D-loop, we have the peep tied in. Now, let's work on that inline system, or the sights. Let's throw the sights onto it. Nice piece with the axle. You can just really slide that in. This is going to be really cool. Like with a hunting setup, if you're not running stabilizers, this bow is going to be like the one for you. if you're a bow hunter, you don't really want to throw stabilizers onto anything. Maybe you've never run stabilizers. This is going to be a great system. Like if you get the whole Mathews integrate system, that's going to be sick, because like it's a sweet system even if you are running stabilizers. But without running stabilizers means that oftentimes your bow will be like really cockeyed over. But with how tight this Mathews system is, you won't have to do any of that. Like, just because of how well they designed it, well, like aligned. If I can. There we go, right there. So it's like, this is like made for the bow hunter. Like this is like the ultimate setup that you can have, so that you don't have to run any extra weight on your bow. You really don't have to, if you don't want to shoot stabilizers, you really don't have to with this system, because like it is so well designed for the bow hunters that it's awesome. It's really quite neat to be able to stick your sights into the side of your riser and have your quiver that close to your riser. Like it's awesome. It's great. Now, I mean, me being me, because I'm so used to hunting or shooting targets and stuff, I will always run stabilizers. It's just, I'm so used to it that I don't really know if I could actually go back to shooting without stabilizers, just because they help you out so much. Or they help me out a lot anyway. Now obviously, I won't be running with that silver of that bright of stabilizer colors, or stabilizer weight colors, like, because the silver will pick up, so I'll have to get around to painting those at some point.
During this part of the video, my mic died, so really what happened was I just threw together the bow and it shot a perfect bullet hole on the first shot, and then I chronographed it and it was shooting at 328 feet per second.
Alrighty, now it's time to head outside, see what we can do. Probably going to shoot a 150 feet around, so 50 meters, 80 centimeter target. We'll see. I have now made it outside. We're sitting at 50 meters. Just got it sighted in, and my mic also died. So, yeah. See what we can do. First end. And I almost am out of battery on my camera, so I might have to switch to my phone here in a minute. Looks a bit high, we'll see. So I just had to switch to my phone because my camera died. So first end, we have X, 10, and a 9. So not bad. So, and number 2, I have 10, 10, 9. For 58. It's pretty good for a hunting bow. We'll see. 3 more ends. And 3, We got X, 10, and just out for a 9. X, 10, 9. So, right after I shot that, my phone died, so I could only take pictures of the final round. A couple rounds, I think. Anyway, this bow is a shooter, for sure. The strings haven't stretched out at all yet, and I shot a 144, which, I mean, a 144 on target side of things isn't amazing, but for a hunting rig that literally I just set up and shot today, that's pretty good. Shooting short stabilizers. These arrows aren't anywhere near grain to what this bow actually is. Like, these arrows are spined for like 62 pounds. I'm pulling 70 out of this bow. So I'm surprised it shot that well. Obviously, we're always searching for a better setup. Arrows shoot better with the bow, literally everything. But if you're considering buying a V3X, seriously, go for it. Like, this bow, if you're looking to not throw stabilizers onto it or anything, because the bridge lock system, it really makes the whole weight of the bow completely in line with the bow. So there won't really be any side to side weirdness happening. And I mean, this bow just shoots amazingly well. And I mean, as you would have seen, it also shoots really quickly. Like, with these arrows, I think they're 450 grains, 29 inch, 70 pounds, and they ended up shooting at 328 feet per second, I think is what it was. So that's crazy fast. But yeah, shout out to Kootenai Archery. They managed to get this bow for me. Yeah, thank you very much for watching this video. Please remember to like, subscribe. Have a good one.